Hi friends, Ryan here with Ryan's Candles and Crafts, and welcome to the next chapter of Jojo's story. Last time, Jojo entered the Whispering Grove. The forest whispers and memories tested his resolve, but the warmth of the Sunrise Brew and the guiding light of the golden bubble helped him find courage and strength to continue his journey. Now, he must face the Rainfeather Pass with the help of a stranger. Before we get into the next chapter, go ahead and click on that subscribe button. Click on the notification bell to get notified on when we upload new videos. And don't forget to also leave a like and comment down below on what you think of the story. Let's go ahead and get started. Chapter 4: The Rainfeather Pass. The trail after the grove was narrow, chiseled into the side of the mountain like a ribbon clinging for dear life. Jojo's claws scraped against damp stone as he followed the bubble upward. It should have been beautiful. The view stretched out for miles, rolling hills melting into faraway clouds, but the sky above was shifting, darkening, as if someone had spilled ink across it. Clouds rolled over the peaks like great gray beasts. Jojo glanced upward and quickened his pace. He didn't like the look of those clouds. The golden bubble drifted on, unconcerned, but Jojo's feathers prickled with unease. The wind picked up. It came in bursts, tugging at his satchel, whistling past his beak. A fat raindrop splashed against his head, then another, then a dozen more. By the time the first crack of thunder boomed through the pass, Jojo was already looking for somewhere to wait out the weather. But the trail offered no such kindness. Just rock, grass, and the occasional twisted pine bent nearly sideways for years of mountain wind. Half blinded by sheets of rain, Jojo hunched his shoulders and pressed forward. The bubble floated ahead, glimmering faintly in the storm's gloom. Then, movement. A flicker of shape against the cliff face, far ahead on the trail. At first, Jojo thought it was a branch, whipping in the wind. But the shape moved in a way branches didn't, bobbing, swaying, almost walking. Another lightning flash split the sky. For a single heartbeat, the shape became clear. A bird, balanced on something impossibly thin. A rope, a vine, stretched between two outcropping high above the pass. Jojo froze. Who would be out here in this weather? The figure's silhouette seemed to tilt, arms spread wide for balance. Then, impossibly, it hopped, spun, and caught itself again. The next flash of lightning came with a rumble that shook the mountain, and in that electric light, Jojo saw him clearly. Bright feathers damp, but defiant against the rain, large round glasses gleaming, toes gripping the line like it was the most natural thing in the world. The stranger gave a jaunty little wave before another roll of thunder swallowed the moment. Jojo blinked, certain he'd imagined it. But when the figure hopped down from the rope and landed neatly on a boulder beside the path, the truth came striding toward him. Hey, you! Walking in the rain, you! Hey! The bird's voice was quick, almost musical, bouncing from word to word like stones across a pond. Feathers all soaked. Bubble all floaty float. Dangerous weather. Jojo opened his beak, then shut it. What? The stranger grinned wide, tail feathers flickering. Name's Eli. Eli the Excellent. Rope walker, vine dancer, branch balancer. Hey, you are what? I'm Jojo, he muttered, tugging his satchel closer. The bubble drifted lazily between them. Eli leaned toward it immediately, tilting his head one way and then another. Ooh, shiny float, warm, smells like courage? Yes, courage. Jojo stepped back. I really need to find shelter before the storm gets worse. Lightning flared again, and Eli's gaze darted upslope. Ah, I know a nook. Dryish. Come. Before Jojo could protest, Eli was already halfway up a narrow side path, balancing along a fallen branch like it was part of a performance. Jojo groaned under his breath but followed. The alternative, staying in the open, wasn't exactly appealing. They scrambled over slick stone, ducked under a curtain of vines, and squeezed into a shallow cave carved into the cliff. It wasn't big, just enough space for 2 birds to sit without getting rained on. Jojo shook out his feathers, trying to get the water off. Eli sat cross-legged across from him, perfectly at ease, spinning a thin twig between his claws. So, Jojo who walks in storms, where from? What's in pouch? We're going. Why bubble? Jojo sighed. It's a delivery. The Sunrise Brew. Someone's waiting for it. Ooh, Eli hummed, eyes wide behind his round glasses. Heard of it? Magic in a mug? Courage in a cup? Yes, yes. Never tasted. Always wanted. He leaned forward, whispering conspiratorially. They say it makes the drinker bold. Mm-hmm. Makes them stand tall. Like me. Well, taller. Jojo managed a small smile despite himself. I don't think you need it. Eli beamed. Oh ho ho! You'd be surprised. Stage fright is sneaky. Very sneaky. One wrong wobble and whoops! Down you go. He mimed a dramatic fall and then popped back upright with a flourish. And then all Jojo could do was laugh. As the storm raged outside, Eli talked, or rather, performed, his life story in bits and bursts. He'd grown up in these cliffs, balancing on fences and vine bridges before he could fly. Now his dream was to enter the Great Family Circus, where they hold a competition where the best rope walkers from miles around come to show off their skills. Problem is, he said, twirling the twig like a baton, need more than balance, need style, need flair, need audience. His eyes glimmered. An audience is everywhere, eh? Even one bird in a cave counts. Jojo chuckled softly. He couldn't help it. Eli's energy was infectious, even if it was a little overwhelming. After a while, the rain began to ease. The roar outside softened to a patter, then to nothing but a drip of water from a cave's edge. The clouds broke just enough to let pale sunlight spill across the pass. Eli popped to his feet. Right. Path waits. Mm-hmm. But careful, careful. Rainfeather Pass holds surprises. Wind pockets. Slippery ledges. Old rope bridges. My specialty. Jojo hesitated. I appreciate the offer, but... Eli was already halfway up the vine, balancing like it was solid ground. Come, come. I'll get you past the worst of it. Then you can bubble along too. Wherever bubble takes you, eh? They moved along the cliffside, Eli leading with a mix of acrobatics and practical tips. When a sudden gust nearly took Jojo off his feet, Eli grabbed his wing without hesitation. Jojo found himself grudgingly impressed. The chatter was constant, yes, but Eli's confidence was real. And in this weathered, dangerous place, it was exactly what Jojo needed. At a bend in the trail, the bubble drifted ahead into a gentler stretch of path. Eli hopped onto a branch overhead, balancing effortlessly. Well, Jojo with the bubble, here's where we parked. I got a showcase to train for. But maybe, we'll meet again. Festivals have a funny way of bringing birds together. Jojo gave a small nod. Thanks, Eli, for the shelter and the help. Eli grinned. Anytime. Keep your claws steady. With that, he twirled along the branch until he vanished into the cliffside. Jojo turned back to the trail, the bubble floating ahead, and felt a flicker of something new. Maybe trust. One step at a time, he murmured, and kept climbing. And that, friends, is where we will leave Jojo for now, with a new acquaintance and a safe path forward. What do you think? Will Eli turn up again before the journey's end? Drop your guesses in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next chapter, and hit the notification bell to get notified on when we upload videos. I do want to talk a little bit about the method that we're working through in this video today. So as you've gone through and started watching and listening to it and everything, I've been doing a lot of checkerboard method, which is what we're doing right now. So that's kind of when you go at an angle, come back, go at an angle, so you do every other one. And it really helps, especially with rounds, in trying to keep things as straight as possible. Yeah, you can go through and you can do multi-placing. I've learned so far, and I think we'll do this a little bit later in the video too. You'll see some, not this video, but other videos, you'll see some multi-placing checkerboard methods that I'm working through. So placing 4 at a time, or 2 at a time, something like that, just to be able to kind of keep things in line a little bit, but also to kind of help speed up the process too. That is all we have for today's episode. We'll leave music here for the rest of it. But until next time, light a candle, pour a coffee, and I'll see you in the next video.